I don't think it's particularly necessary for me to record this, but might as well. Bigsby Wolf, Fabletown Sheriff, the renowned Big Bad Wolf. He's known for tormenting pigs and girls in red hoods. Was trying to put those dark days behind him. Bigsby now acts as Fabletown's sheriff and remains in his human form, mostly. However, due to his rough past, the citizens of Fabletown are slow to trust him. Bigsby is determined to show that he's truly changed. But some instincts are just too hard to control. Yes, they are, aren't they? Snow White, assistant to the deputy mayor. Snow White may seem cold, but this stems from her life of mistreatment and abuse back in the homelands. After escaping assault and imprisonment, not to mention an attempt on her life, she married Prince Charming. It wasn't long before Snow discovered that Charming cheated on her with her estranged sister Rose Red, and she divorced him. After the Exodus, Snow focused her attention on setting up a safe haven for fables in the New World. She now serves as assistant to the deputy mayor of Fabletown. The Woodsman. The Woodsman is one of the few men who went toe-to-toe with Bigsby in his Black Forest days and lived to tell the tale. In an attempt to save Little Red Riding Hood, he split the Great Wolf's belly open with his axe, filled him full of rocks, and threw the beast into a river. To his dismay, his popularity has faded. Even his name is forgotten, and he is only known as the Woodsman. He is the fallen hero. Faith, Donkey Skin Girl. Faith, otherwise known as the Donkey Skin Girl, made it through the Exodus from the magical homelands with the clothes on her back, her husband, and nothing else. She was once a beautiful princess, happily married to Prince Lawrence of a neighboring kingdom. Her life should have had a happy ending, but the mundane city of New York wasn't kind to her, or her marriage. With no money, Faith found herself turning tricks to make the rent for a cheap apartment on the outskirts of Fabletown. She had a difficult life, but she did what she could to survive in an unfamiliar world. Oh, Faith. I'm so sorry. Beauty. Yes, she's the Donkey Skin Girl. Here's Beauty, the caring wife. Beauty and her husband Beast once lived in an enchanted castle, but they were forced to flee the homelands in the Exodus, leaving all of the world behind. Now they live in a modest studio in Fabletown, New York. Though times are hard, with Beast working multiple jobs to pay the bills, the couple have the longest lasting relationship of all the fables. Now you say that, but I'm suspicious of her activities. Beast, the concerned husband. Beast and his wife Beauty left everything behind when they escaped the homelands in the Exodus. Without his formal wealth, Beast must pick up extra work to make ends meet. He's able to get around Fabletown without a glamour most of the time, but if Beauty gets too angry with him, he becomes more beastly by the minute, growing horns and large teeth. Despite the occasional bickering, the two are truly in love and have the longest lasting relationship of anyone in Fabletown. Maybe she is not cheating on him, maybe she's got her reasons. Mr. Toad, the Slumlord. Mr. Toad is the superintendent for a defunct tenement on the edge of Fabletown proper. Because he's a 3.5-foot talking amphibian, Toad is required by Fabletown law to keep his family and himself magically glamored to appear human. The problem is Toad isn't too concerned with what the law is, and has to be reminded often. Colin the Couch Surfer. Colin is better known as one of the three little pigs. Back in the homelands, they were harassed by the Big Bad Wolf, who blew down Colin's house of straw. Should have built a better house there, buddy. After the Exodus, Colin and the other fables, who couldn't pass for human, were sent to live at The Farm in upstate New York. Unable to stand such a boring life, Colin constantly makes trips down to Fableland to bother Bigsby. He's always caught and sent back to the farm, but he doesn't let that stop him. Ichabod Crane. I was trying to read the name backwards, but that doesn't help. Deputy Mayor Fabletown. Hailing from the haunted town of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane has been Deputy Mayor of Fabletown for nearly 115 years. Crane is a bundle of nerves and takes his job very seriously, though that doesn't mean he always does it well. As one of Fabletown's elite, Crane is often blind to the troubles of the less well-off citizens. Overall, Crane is authoritarian, cowardly, and always hiding something. That's my boss. I don't like this guy. Buffkin, the Fabletown librarian. Buffkin is the talking winged monkey from the land of Oz. Now as Fabletown's librarian, he spends his time reading and stealing the deputy mayor's booze. He's prone to mischief, so when something goes wrong, he assumes he'll receive the lion's share of the blame. He's helpful when he wants to be. Most of the time, he'd rather be drinking. Someone would have fired him a long time ago, but he's the only one who can make sense of the filing system. Job security. Fabletown, home of the Fables. Fabletown is a community located on Bullfinch Street in Manhattan's Upper West Side. Doesn't sound that bad. To regular people, or Mondays, it appears to be an ordinary New York neighborhood, but it is really the home of fables from many worlds, and within the business office at the Woodlands lies a massive cavern. Oh dear. Within the business office at the Woodlands lies a massive cavern, a vast library, and hundreds of magical items of immense power. All non-human fables live upstate on the farm, an extension of Fabletown. The Farm! Fabletown Annex. The farm is home to fables who cannot pass as human. Giants, goblins, animals, etc. Is located in upstate New York, far enough away from the Mondays to avoid detection. Some of its residents resent the confinement to the farm despite its size and comforts. To them, the farm is a prison. They would be allowed to leave the farm if they could purchase a glamour, but many don't have the money for something so expensive. Though some like Colin sneak out into the city anyway. Mondays, non-fables. Short for mundane. Monday is a catch-all term that fables use to refer to the non-magical inhabitants of their adopted home. Warding spells placed around the blocks of Fabletown and the farm keep their minds distracted and dull within certain boundaries. However, if anything should pique the curiosity or scrutiny of a large group of Mondays, these magical protection charms would overload and fail. As Sheriff of Fabletown, one of Bixby's primary functions is ensuring the Fabletown community maintains a low profile. He's supposed to keep up the masquerade. He has failed. Mondays, the non-fables. Glamours. The sky spell. Glamours are spells that allow the user to change their appearance. They are expensive but can be purchased by non-human fables in order to pass for human among the Mondays. Cheap glamours can be found in the seedier parts of Fabletown, but they are often unreliable and prone to sudden failure. Prince Lawrence, Faith's husband. After escaping the homelands, Prince Lawrence and his wife Faith immediately fell victim to the harsh realities of the mundane world. They moved to New York, hoping to find aid in a community of fellow fables, but without enough money to live in Fabletown, they had to settle on an apartment on the outskirts of the neighborhood. Unfortunately, that meant they were out of sight and out of mind when it came to government assistance. The prospects dwindling, Faith left Lawrence to try to make it on her own. Now without his wife to support, Lawrence struggles to motivate himself and quickly sinks into depression. Oh, Lawrence. The Tweedles. That's Faith's husband. The Tweedles hired goons. The Tweedle brothers, Dumb and Dee, are thugs for hire. They appear human, allowing them to carry out their contracts in the Monday world without drawing suspicion. They are as inseparable as they are ruthless. Holly, the Trip Trap owner. Holly is a no-nonsense kind of troll and the owner of the Trip Trap bar. She's glamour to appear human, but her patrons know better. Harley takes good care of her regulars, often the downtrodden fables with little to spare, but she has no patience for the Fabletown government that has done nothing to locate her missing sister. Grendel. Grendel just wants to be left alone. In the old days, he terrorized Norse mead halls, but lately he can be found occupying a stool in various quiet, dumpy bars around New York. He hates the noise of the city, but must work there to afford his glamour. Despite his gruff bearing, he's fiercely loyal to those who've learned to offer him the space and silence he desires. Talking to him is like watching a time bomb tick down. It's only a matter of time. This is Grendel, he's a drifter. Bluebeard, the wealthy scoundrel. I've heard of this guy. This is the first time I'm actually reading his profile. Bluebeard, the wealthy scoundrel. Bluebeard managed to escape the homelands with his riches intact. Oh my goodness, the first guy to retain his wealth. And continues to be one of the wealthiest fables in New York. The Fabletown government depends on his generous contributions. Oh no, corruption. The Fablepedia government depends on his generous contributions, and he often uses this influence for his own benefit. As a former serial killer... Oh, this is a brilliant combination. Wealthy psychopath with the government in his pocket. How well will this go? As a former serial killer, he claims his days of decapitating his brides are over. Hold on a minute. So Bluebeard is known for decapitating women, you say? We might want to check up on him. But even if he was able to leave his violent ways in the homelands, that hasn't stopped him from making the occasional trip down Crooked Lane. Bigby's Mercy. What are you talking about? There's even no description here. In the days leading up to the Exodus, the Big Bad Wolf hunted armies of men and goblins in the Black Forest. These invading forces have... What? These invading forces had driven off the great beast's preferred quarry, and their own flesh was rotten with corruption, hardly a suitable replacement. He made it his game to destroy their camps, devour the night watchmen, and disrupt the supply trains while sparing their prisoners. I see, out of his own self-interest, he essentially fended off the attackers. But he did fend off the attackers. Yeah, but he is still not to be trusted, because once again, he did not do it out of a sense of duty, but rather out of self-interest. One day he broke their ranks and discovered a particular woman they held captive. Was that Snow? Her skin was white as snow, oh, but her hair was as dark as the night sky. He approached her, and she, knowing no sword could match the giant wolf's power, bravely placed her shackles in the beast's mouth. He freed her, but years would pass before the two met again in the Mundy world. That's all that I know so far. And the bad news is that one of the entries is locked because I picked the wrong path, and presumably the wrong path that I've picked was going to Toad before going to Prince Lawrence. But I can't ameliorate that now. There's no way for me to do that. I would have to play the game again, and I want to keep my choices so far and to continue. Oh dear, it's time for episode 2, Smoke and Mirrors. Let me say this much, I have figured a couple of things out, or at the very least I have my suspicions. My suspicions may be baseless, my suspicions may be wrong, but they are still there. Well, let's look at it from this perspective. Let's take this into consideration. What have we found? We have found 2 decapitated heads. Yes, as heads tend to be. Well, whatever. two severed heads on the steps of a building. Whenever we found a crime scene, it was just littered with evidence, pointing all over the place. And we had an all too convenient encounter with the woodsman, engaging in a bit of fisticuffs with Faith, with his fabled axe right there. And then we found the very lady dead, and her head left as a trophy for us to find. Now, do you honestly believe that there's a sensible line of reasoning leading from one thing to another? The woodsman getting beaten up by me and Faith, making absolutely sure that I've seen the two of them together and in physical conflict, for him to then the same night murder her and leave her head on my doorstep for me to find, presuming that I won't possibly make the connection between her and him. No, that doesn't sound particularly likely. That sounds insane. It would be a pretty big gambit to do that sort of thing. Like basic instinct level deception. Do you honestly believe I'd be stupid enough to do something like that? Sort of trick. It's not him. That much we almost know for certain. One of a couple of things. Either he's that insane and that crafty and thinks that he can get away with this sort of blatant lie. Either he's planned this sort of gambit and figured I wouldn't call his bluff, or he's under mind control, or he's absolutely innocent. But some more things are quite interesting. For instance, in particular D, but other people as well, trying to hide the woodsman from me, or mentioning, oh my goodness, hold on, you're after the woodsman, oh, you're after the woodsman. I never told them I was after the woodsman, did I? I told Snow, I told Crane, and the flying monkey. Those were the only people aware of that exchange. And Snow is dead. I don't suppose she told them. So it's either the flying monkey or the mayor, and I think it's the mayor. Now we do know that the mayor frequents a certain massage parlor, presumably in the bad part of town. He's probably in on this thing to a certain extent, and that was my initial suspicion. However, another two factors to take into consideration. Decapitation is associated with one particular fable, and I should know for a very good reason, since I've played something related not that long ago. Obviously the Red Queen, off with her head. Makes perfect sense. Head, her, so women getting decapitated, it makes perfect logical sense. And which particular realm is she connected with? Well, that's Alice in Wonderland. And what other characters do we know from Alice in Wonderland? Dee and Dum, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Who are the exact people we have met, the exact henchmen we have encountered in association with this entire thing. Would make perfect logical sense. Perhaps they were not the ones to carry out the hits, but they were somehow involved as far as I can tell. So that's another detail. And the final piece of the puzzle that I have managed to stumble upon is that Bluebeard allegedly had a streak of... how do I put this? There's no real way to beat around the bush here. Bluebeard has decapitated several women, presumably his wives. So Bluebeard is associated with decapitating women. Maybe he's the one who carried it out. Maybe D and Dum, although to plant evidence, clear things up, etc., misguide me. And the Red Queen is behind all of this, although presumably she's not alone on this. Although what do I know? And another suspicion I have is that maybe the Red Queen lives in Queens. Who knows? Alright, enough dilly-dallying, let's proceed with episode 2.
Mr. Toad?
Do something, Bigby, before he completely tears up the place.
Whoa, 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 hey, hey!
You've got something on your face.
Fuck are you talking about, you stupid
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Please, Bigby. Promise me you won't tell Beast you saw me. promise.
Last time on The Wolf Among Us.
For trusting me.
Have you seen my wife? Have you seen Beauty?
Come with me.
Don't interrupt me, Miss Snow!
You asked me a question.
Don't change the subject. You are to blame for this unpleasantness, Miss Snow.
The security code, that must be connected.
He's dumb.
Someone must have gotten
They
that
say
code.
if all of this ever got back to him, if he ever thought you knew, or Miss White, he'd come back and kill my boy.
I'm looking for the woodsman.
Well, he's not here.
Ollie, you're out of paper towels and, they're gonna string me up, Bigby. Like you said, it looks fucking bad. It looks really bad, but I didn't do it.
All right, I got $100 for the first bloke that can tell me something about a girl named... Fuck, man!
This fucking lapdog. He comes sniffing around this part of town. Rich fucks in the woodlands need a shakedown. Ain't that right, Bigby?
Now things are worse off than they've ever been.
Well, that's not true.
Right. We've had it worse, but not by much.
Telltale Games presents, yes. In association with a couple of companies, sure. What I already know is going to be The Wolf Among Us Episode 2. Can you give me something of substance? Yes, I know. We start off where we left off. The Mundies have discovered a severed head. It's going to be unpleasant for a variety of reasons.
Mr. Wolf!
He's suddenly being questioned. By Mondays.
You're making this more difficult than it has to be.
Upper West Side Precinct, the following afternoon.
If you just cooperate and answer the questions, you can go home.
I'm sorry, lady.
Maybe get some sleep.
I don't think I can do that for you.
How are you feeling? I know it's been a long night for you. You look like you could use some rest.
Just don't answer. Just shut up. Stonewall.
Nice. Look, I know what you must be going through.
You don't know shit, lady.
Really, I do.
You know you don't. You really
But
don't.
I could use your cooperation.
I don't think you do. Oh God, I would like to be able to let her help me, but I can't. I can't break the masquerade.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, You have no idea how much it pains me to do this to you, but I can't. You know I didn't do it. Well, you don't, but... Why are you bleeding? Wolf, what are you doing?
Are you okay? You don't look so good. Detective Brannigan?
I'm Detective Brannigan.
Yeah, I know. I just said that. Is there something?
What's happening to you? Out of sheer compassion, I felt compelled to help her. Oh God, they'll try to get to her, won't they? Whoever they are. Oh God, I'll have to save her. Will someone break the masquerade?
Just
No!
make it stop, please.
I would like to help you, lady. I really would. Turn off the fucking recording! Do something, Bixby. First of all, turn off the camera. We can't allow this to get recorded. This cannot get out of here. Big...
We have to go, now.
What did you do?
What did you do to her?
She'll be fine.
Will
It's
she?
just a memory wipe spell. Very expensive, but it works. The whole station will forget the last 24 hours and everything they saw at the Woodlands. Well, hurry up.
How did you do it? Did you cast the spell yourself, or did you have someone else do it, Crane? Thanks for bailing me out, but... Take the photo! If you leave the goddamn evidence on the table, that's not going... Thank you! They have the recording! The camera! With the camera! Great. I mean, the camera missing wouldn't have been the best of... Maybe they could have stolen the tape. Still, this wasn't clean, wasn't the best of ideas. Damn it! You're in on it, you old... Thanks for the ride, for the bailout. This time, change anything or ignore him.
Thanks for bailing me out.
Let's be nice.
Certainly.
Crane noticed that.
We,
no shit.
We found Tweedledee chained up to a post. That was your doing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, I don't know why you detained him.
I'm sorry.
He was at the trip trap when Snow was left at the woodlands, so he couldn't possibly be involved in this mayhem.
I don't care. He has a...
Bluebeard's currently interrogating him, and he hasn't said anything useful. And, Bigby, we have to tread carefully here. We can't implicate an innocent man, and people are already worried about your conduct.
You're leaking
There's
information.
2 of them, Dee and Dunn. And they've been snooping around every crime scene I've looked at.
They're connected to this.
That doesn't mean they're necessarily involved in the murders.
Oh, that doesn't mean they're responsible for them personally, but it means that they're involved in them in some capacity, absolutely, inevitably, and necessarily. They are involved.
I know what you're thinking, Bigby.
I really
It's
don't...
been one full night and a slice of morning, and I already miss her too.
You ordered the hit, didn't you? I don't believe you. I don't believe you one bit. The last thing you did was shout at her.
You know, I never get more homesick than when one of us dies. And now, for it to be Snow, I've never been good with these sorts of things. I just can't believe this is really happening.
Ignore him. Don't say anything.
Our stories used to be so simple. We had a beginning, a middle, and an end. But ever since we moved to this awful city, everything's gotten so confused. Did she, give any indication to what she was thinking? When you saw her last, I mean. I don't know why, but I'd like to know that she was... I guess fine, I suppose.
Don't tell her that she was mistrustful. Don't tell him that she was mistrustful of him.
She was always fond of you, Bigby.
Presumably she was taken out because she doubted Crane. She began to suspect things, and that's why she was taken out by him.
Say, Bigby. We have to put an end to this.
I've said basically nothing. You've been going over this yourself. Perhaps it's your guilty conscience.
If we don't unearth our culprit, and soon, there will likely be another on our doorstep tonight.
Oh yeah, presumably you'll be behind
I'll
it.
get it done.
Or maybe, just
Please,
maybe,
Bigby, for Miss White.
I got it.
maybe you're a red herring. Oh yeah, look at him change his expression immediately. There was luxury apartments, yeah, so luxury. So luxurious. Basement. Afternoon.
That's not a very good answer, is it? Come on. Just tell me what I want to know. It will make things a lot less painful for you. In theory.
Oh, were you planning on using that? I just thought you really liked rubbing your little sword.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hello, Ichabod. Sheriff.
Bluebeard.
I was just chatting with our new friend.
You were supposed to wait for us to get back. I told you, if you want to be involved, you will do things my way. No violence!
Whatever you say, Ichabod.
He doesn't call him male.
Hello, Big B.
He calls him by his first name.
want
Notice
answers,
that.
D.
Not last name.
Oh, goody.
First name.
I thought you wanted questions, and I was having so much trouble thinking of any good ones. Though I'd settled on, how's your head?
You see what I've been dealing with? What are you going to do about this, Bigby?
Please, try to be serious, D. Snow White is dead.
Didn't click it fast
Look,
enough.
I didn't kill anyone.
And I'm supposed to just believe you.
You were with me when it happened, dummy.
Who are you asking about?
I still have questions for you, D.
Sounds like a personal problem.
This is ridiculous.
Let him work. He's got more experience with these kinds of things.
Back in the alley, you mentioned your employer. Who is it? Who are you working for?
Why? You looking to change your occupation? You'd be good at it, I think.
I'm not fucking around here, D. All right, D. Let's get to know each other.
I know you enjoy my company.
What'll his reaction be?
Fuck, Bigby. Don't make me look at that.
Why?
Just put that away. Please.
This is why we're here. Someone killed this woman, and we need to know who.
If you're not
I
responsible,
get it, I do, but I can't tell you what I don't know.
well, maybe you can tell us what you do know. That'll do. Really. If you want to help, please try to help
Tell me
us.
who your employer is.
I'd like to help you, but I can't.
Why?
My brother and I, we got a thing about loyalty. We do our job
got
and
the
we
talking.
keep our mouths shut. If we don't hold up our end, we don't get paid.
Okay, we can pay you instead, dude.
Where was he last night?
I can't say. He could have been anywhere.
Take your best guess.
He didn't do it, if that's what you're thinking.
Then where is he?
No, I'm not sending you after my brother.
We're not going to hurt him.
Look, I answered your question. Can I get my stuff back now?
I don't think that's
What did
going
you
to
find on him?
Oh, nothing of consequence, really.
Crane? Crane? Really? A cigar. Belonging to who exactly?
I'm saving that.
No, you're not. I think it's quite clear that you're not.
This is really... What's the point of this?
Let's torture him a bit more, then offer him the cigar. At the tail end of this.
What are you planning to do exactly?
Here.
Yeah, all right.
Here you go, buddy.
Want to see a trick?
Amusing.
Look, Bigby, this isn't going to work.
Dude.
Don't you want to find out what happened to those girls? To Snow White?
We have all the time in the world, they're already dead.
This. So where's your brother?
Look, mate, I'd like to help. I would.
You
but
got
I
to
can't
talk.
tell you where he is.
What?
Last time
How?
I saw him, we split up, and I went to find Faith.
Yes?
I don't know where he is now, but he didn't kill anybody. Just leave him out of this.
You went
Faith's
to find
cold.
Faith's what?
Her apartment. I went to her apartment. That's no secret. You saw me.
You didn't have to find what you already
There's
know
more to
was
it.
there.
You said you were trying to find something.
Her coat.
All right, D. What did you want from Faith?
The coat, we know that
Sorry,
already. But
I can't help you.
we're going to
I'm
grill
not
him anyway.
saying any more about it. You know, I really like spending time with you, Bigby. You're so pleasant. Let's be friends. I was kidding.
You always carry this much cash?
I've got a lot of laundry to do this week. What's it to you?
I was just asking.
I better get that back.
Or else what? I could steal it, but will that would that really help to any extent?
Come on, D. What did you want from Faith? Sweet girl like her.
Sweet? You think that girl was sweet? She was a fucking thief. Fucking sweet.
But she's sweet. What?
Faith was plenty of things, but that ain't one of them. I mean, you know what she did for a living, right?
She was a
What did
thief.
she steal?
I don't know. Just some dumb thing my boss was after.
And what was that?
Boss.
Well, that brings me back to my first question. Who are you working for?
You're gonna get me in trouble, Bigby. I can't answer any more of your questions.
I think we can make you answer some questions.
It's... You just carry this around?
Always handy.
The
that
red
way.
hat. There's so many opportunities to use violence. There's so many opportunities to use violence. So
Not
many.
sure this is really working.
Oh my goodness. And I'm choosing...
Let's see where this goes.
And I'm choosing not to use violence every single time. It's amazing. And I think it's working.
Couldn't hurt, I guess.
You'd expect me to hurt you, wouldn't you? But I'm being nice to you, and that makes you feel even more guilty, doesn't it?
Why don't you just tell me who you're working for?
Yeah, get him drunk, get him talking.
You're not a bad guy. I believe Beauty on that one.
Yeah.
I can't give you that information.
Beauty?
That's where I gotta draw the line.
There's no way Beauty would associate with a scumbag like you.
What's wrong with me? You're telling me I ain't pretty enough? Yeah, we're real close.
Are you now?
I thought this was supposed to be a murder investigation, but you're treating this guy like a fucking house guest!
Good cop, bad cop!
I'm not getting any answers from him this way. Snow White is dead.
Classic.
One of us. You're going to let this ignorant shit walk out of here in one piece. Out of my way. I'll show you how it's done.
And here's the bad cop, but that's not me. I didn't do that.
Teaching him a lesson. Now pay attention.
Hey, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
This right now.
You enjoying yourself?
Immensely.
Grab him. Nope. Stop that. Dude. Don't. Fable power! Is it Snow White?
What's going on down here?
I knew it! I knew the heads weren't authentic, so Faith might very well be alive.
Snow.
What are you doing here? Whose head was that? Was that just a glamour? Well, everyone, case closed. She can't be dead if she's alive, right? I knew it! I had that suspicion! I've mentioned it with Faith! Hold on, I see her head. That doesn't mean she's dead. All it means is that I see her head. I've never seen the body, I've never seen her die, and for all I know, this may be a head enchanted to look like her, it may be a head that does look like her, it could be anything. But for that matter, for all we know, the real Snow is dead and this is an imposter. So I don't know. Which is it? I am significantly less shocked at this than I think I ought to be. She's here!
What the hell was going on
I
down
thought
there,
she was
Bigby?
dead!
Abusing a prisoner like that. I thought you could control yourself.
I thought you were dead.
Also, I didn't abuse the guy.
And that makes it okay?
I didn't hurt the guy for a second! I did nothing! In fact, I stopped the guy who was abusing him. So...
I hope it was worth your time.
Hey, wait a minute. No. You...
Okay, you're gonna have to explain this, because I'm really not getting it yet.
After a conversation in the taxi last night, I got a call from Toad. He said his son found a body. We thought it was Faith at the time.
Yeah,
Getting
because...
her back here wasn't easy. But hopefully we'll find something on her to help us track down the killer. Or at least to figure out who she is. If it's not Faith's body.
It's not your job.
That's not your job, Snow.
Someone had to take care of it.
Well, it should have been me. Snow will remember. Oh god, I insulted her instead of expressing my concern for her well-being. Damn it!
Snow?
What is it?
I'm glad you're
There we go.
not dead.
Just express positive emotions for
Me too.
once.
I just want to get to the bottom of this.
Likewise. And
I
don't you...
just feel like...
Yes?
What is it?
Yes?
I feel responsible in a way. She looked just like me. And maybe that's why she was killed.
If someone wants you dead, at some point they'll realize they missed their target.
And they'll come looking for me.
Yeah, so you presumably should stay with
We
me.
just have to find out who did this. And
For your
why
own
she was
safety.
glamored to look like me.
Told you!
I mean, that's what it is, right?
Presumably.
So, what's our next move?
You should lie low.
Maybe you should lie low for a while?
There we go.
Until we figure out what's going on.
We can't
And
let
what?
you...
Sit around the business office twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the big bad wolf to solve all my problems?
It's too dangerous out there.
Too dangerous? Bigby, I'm not going to be an errand girl for Crane anymore.
I just want you to be careful. I almost lost you once.
I'm not yours to lose.
Well, sorry for caring about you, Snow.
I know it's dangerous, but I'm not helpless. I can take care of myself. I've been doing it for centuries. TJ is waiting inside. He was so freaked out last night, he wouldn't tell us much. Even now, he just stops talking altogether after a certain point.
I'll handle it. I'm gentle.
He's pretty shaken up, though. So try not to be too, you know.
Yes? What?
Just be nice, okay?
I'm always nice.
I'm not always so big and bad. Alright, I'm always big, but I'm not always that bad. Down business office, the Woodland building, late afternoon. So many twists and turns, so many things to do.
TJ's over there. I don't know if you want to talk to him first or after, but let me know when you're ready to see the body. I want to be there.
I wanted to see the mirror, but turn next to the mirror
Buffkin,
right now.
Do you have a second?
Of course, Miss Snow.
I would love to talk to the mirror before talking to them. The tarot cards! Yes! Show me the tarot cards. What are they? Are they the same as
can't
before?
solve murders.
Come on now, turn them around. Are they different this time?
Well, that's appropriate.
Three of Swords. I am checking tarot cards. Hold on. Three of Swords. Sorry, three of... No, Three of Swords. Here's the Three of Swords. Upright position, heartbreak, emotional pain, sorrow, grief, hurt. Reversed, negative self-talk, releasing pain, optimism, forgiveness. The Three of Swords shows a heart pierced by three swords, representing the pain inflicted by words, actions, and intent on the emotional and physical self. The dark clouds gathering in the background mirror this pain, but offer the hope that just as the storm clouds will disappear, so too will the pain and hurt you are experiencing. When the Three of Swords turns up in a tarot reading, it signals that you are feeling deeply hurt and disappointed. Your heart has been pierced by the sharp blades of others' hurtful words, actions, and intentions, and they've inflicted intense emotions of pain, sadness, grief, and heartbreak. These events are often unexpected and come out of the blue, making them even more painful. The Three of Swords is also about an emotional release. When you have suffered a major setback or loss, now is an excellent time to have a good cry. Expressing your sadness is part of the cleansing process, and letting it out will help you move on to better times. Allow yourself the opportunity to experience these emotions, no matter how painful. Cry, shout, or scream at the top of your lungs. Do whatever it takes to express your anger or pain, as this will help the emotions flow through and out of you. However, it's also essential to continue to focus on the path ahead. You may run the risk of becoming so absorbed in the emotions swirling around you to lose sight of the need to just let go and move on. Got it. The Three of Swords represents great sorrow, the need to express emotions and to overcome. Alright, I did check the Three of Swords. It's emotional pain. Sudden emotional pain inflicted upon you. It doesn't have to be emotional. Just something horrible. You suffered emotionally, physically. You have to go through it, you have to experience it, you have to let it out, and you can't let it control you.
The moon. Usually this is about deception or confusion. But for me, well, who knows?
Yes, you're the wolf. I'll look up the moon now! The moon, illusion, fear, anxiety, subconscious intuition. Reversed, release of fear, repressed emotion, inner confusion, but it was in upright position. The moon card shows a full moon in the night sky, positioned between two large towers. Towers symbolize destruction. The moon is a symbol of intuition, dreams, and the unconscious. Its light is dim compared to the sun and only slightly illuminates the path to higher consciousness, winding between the two towers. In the foreground is a small pool representing the watery subconscious mind. A small crayfish crawls out of the pool, symbolizing the early stages of consciousness unfolding. A dog and a wolf stand in the grassy field, howling at the moon, representing both the tamed and the wild aspects of our mind. The moon represents your fears and illusions and often comes out when you are projecting fear into your present and the future based on your past experiences. You may have a painful memory that causes emotional distress, and rather than dealing with your emotions, you push them down into your subconscious. Now, these emotions are making a reappearance and you may find yourself under their influence on a conscious or subconscious level. For example, if you had a car accident and when you were young, dealing with emotions, yada yada yada. The moon can indicate a time of uncertainty and illusion when nothing is what it seems. Alright, I've read about the moon. Now the moon does illustrate at the very least two concepts vaguely tied. On one hand, yes, illusions. Things are not what they seem. Don't fall for that. On the other hand, the moon can also symbolize all sorts of fears and experiences and illusions from the past you are projecting onto the present. You took some information and then inadvertently or possibly advertently, you misrepresent what you perceive now on the basis of that prism through which you perceive reality. Namely, you're biased in your perception by your previous experiences and you do not see things clearly. Your mind is clouded because you either can't go of your past experiences, past pain, of your memories and so on. You look at reality and you do not see it for what it is because of something in your mind. So once again, that ties to illusions. Don't get distracted. Don't get sidetracked. Don't get confused. Focus on what actually is there rather than on appearances. And go through things. So once again, great pain that you ultimately have to overcome. You shouldn't hide it and repress it. You should let it out and get over it. But you shouldn't let it infect all of your thinking and cloud your judgment. That's the second tarot card. I love this. Yes, because I love interpreting tarot cards.
I hope you can find what you're looking for.
Oh, the Hermit! Excellent. Let's look up the Hermit now. The Hermit Tarot card, soul-searching, introspection, being alone in the guardians, isolation, loneliness, withdrawal. The Hermit stands alone on the top of the mountain. The snow-capped terrain symbolizes his spiritual mastery, growth, and accomplishment. His chosen path of self-discovery, and as a result, has reached a heightened state of awareness. In the right hand, he holds a lantern. In his right hand, not a tarot hand. In his right hand, he holds a lantern with a six-pointed star inside. It's the seal of Solomon, a symbol of wisdom. As the hermit walks his path, the lamp lights his way, but it only illuminates his next few steps rather than the full journey. He must step forward to see what goes next, knowing that not everything will be revealed at once. In his left hand, the side of the subconscious mind... Yeah, the left hand, the sinister, the side of the subconscious mind. The hermit holds a long staff, a sign of power and authority, which he uses to guide and balance him. I love this card, my goodness, this is wonderful. On one hand, the light of wisdom, used by the conscious mind. The unconscious mind holding power and authority. Presumably this is who you'd want to be, isn't it? The Hermit. It's just wonderful. Wouldn't you want to be this sort of person? Think about this for a while. No, I'll have to put that in the recording. Hold on. The Hermit shows that you are taking a break from everyday life to draw your energy and attention inward and find the answers you seek to put in your soul. You realize that your most profound sense of truth and knowledge is within yourself, not in the distractions of the outside world. You leave behind the mundane to set off on a journey of self-discovery, led only by your inner wisdom and guiding light. That's the perfect time to go on a weekend retreat, sacred pilgrimage, and advance you to a private world. Experience a deep sense of seclusion and introspection. Often appears when you're at a pivotal point in life and are considering a new direction. Alright, I got the interpretation for the Hermit. In general, it's look inside, look within. The Hermit holds a lamp in his right hand with the seal of Solomon symbolizing wisdom. In his left hand, the subconscious side, he holds a staff symbolizing power and authority. My goodness, do I want to be the Hermit? That sounds like a wonderful symbol. Power and authority on one hand, on the unconscious level, and on the conscious level, being led through by wisdom and knowledge and truth. Truly a pure and virtuous symbol. Although notably, it's the hermit, so he also symbolizes being alone and separated from others and withdrawing inside. But then again, presumably that's why the hermit is an authority. Not a very mundane authority, mind you. Not the sort of guy you get along with and therefore trust. That's not an authority, that's more of a friend. No, someone you look up to. But at what cost? At the cost of a sort of a personal sacrifice, don't you think? You have someone who's out there alone and has to take on a burden so that you don't have to. So you look up to him. And he may appreciate that to various extent, but he's got to pay a heavy price for that. That's not into interpretation, by the way, that just ties into that. Although, of course, alongside all of this is mentioned that you have to look within, that you have to introspect. You have to withdraw from the mundane world. All of these things tie together into our investigation, telling us almost nothing of value that we shouldn't have known so far. Don't get distracted by what you have seen so far, because it all may have been an illusion. Don't project previous mistakes onto the present. Don't get misguided, don't get misled. Focus on what's ahead of you and try to use reason to draw the right conclusions. And you may just be able to accomplish something and figure something out. But get misled at your own peril. Get misled at your own peril? Really? That doesn't sound as the sage advice it seemed like to me. Not at all. Antacids. Ah yes, presumably Crane has horrible problems with digestion. What are these two chatting about? What's this gauntlet? I will rub the lamp soon enough. Not rob, but rub. Gotta pronounce things clearly.
So, check out anyone who fits that profile. You might start with Bluebeard.
Right away, Miss Snow.
Are you ready to examine the body now?
Not yet.
In a minute.
When you're ready.
Talk to you soon enough. Soon enough. Let's have a gander at the book of. Let's have a look at the book. Once again, we've been over this, but might as well look again.
Seems like not much has changed between me and Woody. I meant what I said, Snow.
See, you get different little tidbits of dialogue when you re-examine the book. So it was worth checking out.
Beauty and Beast. Always putting on a show for each other.
And he has faith.
I will get to the bottom of this.
Will you, though? I hope you will. I really hope so, for the sake of all of us. A perfume bottle.
Snow's perfume.
Lealoa. Alright. What does that tell you exactly? Oh, you'll be able to recognize it by the perfume, potentially. So have a whiff.
And acids.
Have a sniff.
Maybe this has been harder on him than I thought.
Perhaps. Although he might as well be nervous because he's behind the machinations over here. Maybe he's guilty, that's why he's nervous. Maybe he's innocent and that's why he's nervous. We just can't know. It's like all the body language people are people are convinced that they know and can figure out. Oh, people who are lying touch their nose and such. My goodness, if you're dealing with someone sufficiently nervous, you'll be convinced that they're lying to you when they're telling you the bloody time, just because they're nervous about everything. And of course, presumably, if you're dealing with a sane person who doesn't have all these sort of nervous tics, that you can rely on body language. Like with most heuristics. They are broadly applicable, but not necessarily universal. Still doesn't work, I know. But keep on rubbing the lamp. Presumably you get an achievement for rubbing it every day. Oh, that doesn't exactly sound... You know what, never mind. Let's, interrogate the witness. Hello.
Oh, that's enough. Mirror, vanish, cancel!
What the hell are you doing?
What? I wasn't touching nothing.
What's going on?
Don't worry, no harm done. Right, Bigby?
What were you doing with the mirror, Toad?
I thought maybe I'd catch you on the shitter.
I'm
I was
right
just
here.
having a laugh. We've been waiting there a long time.
Look, I'm not blaming you for anything. I'm just asking you a question, Toad.
TJ. It's all right. Are you ready to talk to Mr. Wolf?
Maybe he was a peeping Tom over there. If it's okay with you, kid, let's have a little chat. Tell me what happened.
It's okay.
Let's inquire
Are
about
you
his state of mind.
Okay.
Oh, he's probably not okay, but...
Go ahead, TJ.
I go swimming at night sometimes, in the river. I wasn't doing anything bad. I promise.
We don't blame you for anything, TJ.
Of course you weren't.
We know you're a good kid, TJ. You're okay.
You're not in trouble. Just tell me what happened.
Reassure him.
I was there, under the big blocks, and I heard noisy feet.
Noisy.
And when I hear that, I'm supposed to go underwater and stay real still and quiet.
That's right, son.
Then I saw the lady.
It's okay, son.
Take your time.
Let's not over-coddle him, but let's reassure him.
The lady fell in. But she didn't have her head on. I thought she was gonna pull me down too.
Did you see who threw her in?
Cause she had rocks on her feet and she kept falling down in the dark parts.
Oh, Jesus.
Cinder blocks tied to her ankles.
Yeah, I get it.
Is there more, TJ?
Did you see who
it
did
true?
this?
You know when people are lying? I heard you could do that. That's why you're the sheriff.
Please tell the truth. Is there something else?
Please, don't be mad.
It's okay.
What is it, TJ?
I didn't stay under the water.
You saw him! You saw the guy!
I know I'm supposed to, but I was scared, and I went to the top again.
Who was it,
I
TJ?
couldn't help
Who
it.
was it?
I gave you very specific rules. You have to stay quiet and out of sight or bad things can happen. I told you.
You're not in trouble.
Like Ellie's not.
Not this time, Toad.
Toad will remember
so you
that.
didn't stay underwater.
Look, I don't care about your
I
parenting
don't
right
know
now.
if anyone saw me, but someone said, stop laughing.
Laugh.
And then I was scared, and I went under for as long as I could.
Wait, you heard someone?
Yes,
Why didn't you tell us before?
I didn't want to be in trouble.
Did you see who it was?
No.
Do you know whose voice it was?
No, presumably
No.
not. God damn it. I should leave him be, but... Was someone laughing?
Sheriff.
Did you hear anyone laugh?
I have to! I have to!
I don't know. I don't know.
Should leave him be.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
After I came up again, there was no one there, and I ran home, that's all.
Maybe I could have gotten more information out of him. It's okay,
I
kiddo.
want to go home.
Okay, you can go.
Thank you, TJ.
Okay, son. Let's get you home.
Call us if you remember anything else.
Alright.
Come on, then.
That's important to mention. He might just recall something further down the line. One last thing that'll tie everything together to a nice little bow.
That went about as well as I expected.
Let's see the body.
You want to
Laughing.
go look at the body now?
Someone laughing. Some sort of a mad jest. I have to interview the mirror first.
In a minute.
When you're ready.
Gotcha. I'm really glad you're still alive, Snow. Alright, mirror, mirror. Over here. Please tell me who you were showing them, dear.
Mirror.
Hello, Bigby. Nice to see you.
Is there any sort of... Who's the victim? Who's the killer? I can't tell me that, huh?
What were you showing Mr. Toad and his son?
Cinderella selling shoes, Rapunzel, Rose, and of course there's you. And I can't help note that you did not rhyme. Do try to stick to the rules next time.
Sorry, mirror.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Of course, mostly ladies and then Bigby. Surely he's not... Oh, whatever. Show me Tweedledum.
Where can I find Tweedledum? That piece of scum.
That'll do. He's in a car somewhere. Really? You're not going to tell me anything in a rhyme? Alright, he's in a car somewhere out there waiting. On the streets of New York, presumably. Although I don't even know that much for sure. Show me the woodsman. Presumably he's hiding, scared.
The woodsman and I were fighting. Now I want to know where he's hiding.
You're putting in the effort. That's... Okay, excellent.
Well, that's helpful.
Of course, he's getting drunk. What else would we expect? We basically got nothing out of this. And I only got one opportunity to ask that initial question. I didn't have any other ones. Although, presumably, I wouldn't have gotten anything of value out of the mirror over there. I wouldn't have expected as much. Oh, did you know that Snow was alive? Well, you should have asked... You should have asked to see her, then I would have showed you Snow. Like, oh, where's the murderer? Well, you have to name the murderer for me to show you the murderer. Yada, yada, yada. It's not gonna happen. An absolute waste of time. Couldn't have gotten any information out of that first inquiry. At least I don't expect I could have. For all I know, I'm wrong about a great number of things. Oh my goodness, how many times in this playthrough I mentioned the fact that I could be wrong? Then again, I should remind myself. Perhaps not out loud,
Also,
but I
I'd
ought
like
to
you to
do
get me
that.
some information on this neighborhood watch program that the Mundys have.
I believe I already have some pamphlets on file.
You want to go look at the body now?
Yeah. I need to remind myself in this chapter specifically because of the tarot reading.
Yeah.
So...
Oh my goodness, I almost forgot.
I will mention that I have to be skeptical and mindful of my surroundings and of the illusions that could abound and deceive. The Tweedle has been interrogated, Snow found alive, a minor witness gently interviewed, and tarot cards interpreted. To watch me pry gruesome secrets out of one of those who allegedly tell no tales, watch the next episode of my playthrough of The Wolf Among Us. Your choice matters. Thanks for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.